So Stella, how did you get your start in music?
I remember when I was a child, I used to listen to old vinyls because my grandfather he used to listen to classical music. So that's how I started to listen to music. This is my first memory. And then I fell in love with contemporary music, and I started listening to bands from the 70s, like Led Zeppelin. And then I started singing. As I remember, I was young, I was like about 8, and I started singing in the choir of the church. And then a rock band. After that, I started composing my music, and then I also attended to the conservatory in Naples, where I studied opera singing. And I composed my music when I was 18. Started writing songs with my guitar, and then I learned the keyboard and the synthesizer. And that's how I started to do music, basically.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
how would you describe your sound? Because you have a unique sound, in my opinion.
Well, I think my sound is very unique because I have different influences. So I would say there is, for sure, is really dark. Is a dark sound, and it also sounds vintage. Because I listen to music that is from the 60s and from the 70s, but I also love music from the 80s. I love the Doors, so I think that is a really important influence in my music. And then also Led Zeppelin. And as an artist, I do listen to different kind of music. I listen to Depeche Mode. I fell in love with Depeche Mode. And yeah, I think it's a mix of dark wave and I would say also vintage rock. I have my own vision, so is a vision that I built also with the horror movies. So I see my music as a reflection of a horror movies, especially the horror from the Hammer production that I really love. And so it's how I build my sound. So not just from music, but also from movies and horror movies.
Nice, nice. And I do see the kind of horror aesthetic in your look. You know, believe it or not, like in the press photos and just kind of your style in a way too, because I'm kind of a fan of that too. Like going back to the 20s, like the Murnau stuff, like Nosferatu, going up to the 40s.
Yeah, I think my look reflects my music for sure, but it's not something that I do. It's not something that I created. It's a bit vintage, so it reminds a bit like the style of the 60s, probably. Yeah, I would say.
I can see that. I can see that. So
Yeah.
with the hint of 80s too, but you do it in your own way, because I think all of our looks like reflect a bit of who we are, you know. So, which, you know, I don't know, maybe that's why I didn't get a few jobs that I applied for though either, because I'm the jeans and t-shirt type myself. But
Oh, I see.
you know, so
Yeah, or maybe I do pay attention to my look, but it's really spontaneous.
and I do
So yeah.
I do hear like that melancholiness too, like in your sound. That where, you know, I guess you could have gotten some of that from the Doors and a lot from Depeche Mode, in my opinion. But your style is all your own, and I think that your new EP, All That I Need, it kind of reflects that, because each of the tracks, you've got 4 tracks, 2 are remixes, but those 2 remixes, stand on their own just as much as the original and then the other track. So you've got like a no filler
I think my music is really personal. So probably that's why is authentic. As I said, like when I talk about horror movies, I mean the ones of the Hammer production, and also all the movies in black and white, because they always fascinated me. I think they are really authentic, and that is what we miss nowadays. Something really authentic. And I think this is something that you can find in my music, because I really don't, I don't try to, to have to sound like someone else. I just build my sound, in the way that I like. So yeah, and it's also really, really personal. But thank you for, for saying that you like the remixes. One of the remixes is mine. And that was the first remix that I have ever done. So I never done a remix. So that was my first one. And that I decided to put in the record.
Now, what's it like remixing your own track because you created it? So, like, because I'm a musician myself, and a lot of times when I write a piece of music or an entire song, I kind of get stuck and I don't know where to take it from there. How do you do it?
It's like when I create a song, I just follow my inspiration. I don't have like a plan in my mind. I just start playing, like on the synth, and of course the first thing, that I do is, to have the tempo, and so I have to decide which is the tempo. That is the first thing. But after that, I just write a line and write something, with the guitar or with the synth. So yeah, writing process is really easy for me. Then when it comes to mixing and to make it perfect, that it takes a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Oh yeah. I know. I've got stuff it's taken me years, and so, and I'm also, because I play guitar, so, and I'm also one of those types where, like, okay, if I have a riff that's been sitting in my head for 2 or 3 years and it's not working out for something else, I'll be like, all right, well, I'm going to stick it in this now because it works for this. So, and so, I mean, you know what I'm talking about because you're a musician yourself. So, but what was it like also then, having somebody else remix, your track? Because, the other track is mixed by a gentleman named Lloyd Price. And,
yeah.
What did he get free reign, or were you there with him, or how did that happen? And if he had free reign, did you listen to it when it was done or as it was being worked?
Basically, he said to me that he wanted to do the remix, and of course I said yes. I mean, because he's a great musician and a great producer. Yeah, he did the remix, and yeah, I had a listen, when it was done. Yeah, and I did like it. I sent it, like I sent to him my audios. So he added a synth line, and then he remixed that. So no, we weren't together, but we worked online. So we sent the stuff to each other online.
Man, because think about it. I mean, like the song, songs are like, they're your property. Like, I mean, I look at it like your car or your house, so, I mean, what's it like to have somebody basically come in and remodel your house, but not let you see it till it's done?
Well, I think it's something different, because when I used to work alone, so I am used to have my sound. So when I listened to it, it was like another song to me, I think. But it's just seeing your work from another point of view, from another perspective. So I think it's quite interesting. And I had like a great feedback, from the audience. So they really liked that remix. if I don't like something, you know, I wouldn't put it in my record. So I really liked that, and I felt that was something great, you know, to have into the record.
I see. Because with the original, well, you probably remember we reviewed the original last month.
Yes.
Of all of the track, All That I Need, and our review goes, a piece of our review goes as follows, where we say the darkness in the song itself is done in an emotional sense, in that there is a longing within the lyrics as well as a diversity in the music that both tugs on the heart and pulls with the beat in a way that leaves the listener in a state of reflection and admiration, while the music overall gives a consistency that the words demand. So
Yeah.
that it's a bit wordy. We all got new keyboards, so I think we were like testing them out too. So,
Yeah.
so but would you feel that is what you were trying to accomplish with the original?
Do you mean the remix, or you mean
The actual source, the original version?
When I do my music, it's I don't try to achieve anything at all. I don't try to achieve like a sound, or I just what I do, what I write songs. I write songs because I want to share my word and my own feelings with the audience, creating a story based on true facts. Probably when I write songs and when I do this, you know, at the same time, probably I achieve all the things that you said that are absolutely amazing.
So there could be, you know, it could be based on an event or something that a feeling that you had based on something that happened. Then, what would you say that the track "All That I Need" is about? Like, what was the moment in your life that inspired that?
I wrote that song many years ago, and I just wrote it with the guitar. There were no instruments, and then, yeah, in the years I started adding instruments, and last year I had like this song with with all the instruments, and it was exactly what I wanted at the end. But at the beginning I really didn't have the final idea. I didn't have the idea that I had like in the following years. So I think when I wrote that song, it was after my mother died, and inspired me. So it was not like a sad period, but I think I was going through an awakening, and that I wrote the lyrics, and then following years, I started to write other instruments, and when I directed the movie, not the movie, the video that actually is the kind of horror movie. I also inserted like true facts, so you can see that that I am with the demonic man, and also at the end there is an angel. Then she comes to save me from the darkness. So all these facts are true. So it's my personal experience, and of course I made a story based on these facts.
I see, and it's kind of therapeutic too, in a way, isn't it, to write songs about things that are so personal?
And in what way?
It causes you to reflect, and then to maybe see things that weren't there when it happened, or as even you were thinking about them.
I'm not sure about the question. Just the question.
When you do the actual writing process, it's kind of therapeutic when you write about it, because you're forced to analyze the subject, what you're writing about.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, is a good therapy. I am really lucky, to that I can do this. So yeah, it's a good therapy for me to go through, the experience writing lyrics and composing songs. I'm writing all sorts of instruments. All the time is different. It's never the same.
Now, have you played these songs live yet?
Yeah, I did play the song already, but I didn't play the remixes. I'm going to play live in March, on the 20th of March at the Fiddler's Elbow in London. So that is the first date that I have, for my EP launch, which is the first date where I'm going to play also the remixes, and I'm also going to play a new song I'm working on, and I have also another date. My next date is one in the Fiddler's Elbow in London, the 20th of March, and another one is in June, the 4th of June at the Dublin Castle. I'm going to have also a very supportive artist, so I'm going to play with the Marshy Rocks, Byronic Sex and Exile, and Cyber Waste. So it's going to be a goth night that I put on. So I am very happy that I'm going to have these artists supporting me.
So are you gonna have like a full band like backing you for this, like for future dates then?
And for my next date, I'm going to play alone. I always been playing by myself. Maybe for the other date, who knows? Yes. If I find the right musicians, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's always the hard part for me, man, is finding the right people to play with.
Yeah, I think I found. I don't want to say it yet, but I found probably a bass player who is really good, but I have to see how it goes. The thing is that I have my own vision, so if I don't find someone who understands this vision, it's really hard for me to express myself on the stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that shows in your music video too, For All That I Need, because as you said earlier, you directed it, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
And I mean, you do seem like you have like a specific direction you want to take things, which is a good thing, because I mean, anybody knows that if you're trying to complete something, and be successful at it, you have to have a clear and decisive plan.
Yeah, I do have my own vision. I think everyone has a vision, probably. Each artist, and this vision might change with the time. So I did have the vision for the video. I've been lucky to find a video maker who wanted to support this vision, and yeah, I was able to express myself completely, and decided everything about the video. So the costumes, the actors, I've been looking for these people for months, choosing the locations, everything, made the storyboard. And yeah, I do have my own vision, and it would be really, really cool to find maybe one day a producer who understands this, and supports me even more. But yeah, it's really hard, because I prefer to work by myself at the moment, as I do have my vision, and I don't want to I don't want to work with someone who is going to change it. I need to work with someone who believes in my vision, who believes in my music.
Exactly. And also I think people need, because I, like with myself, I don't have any problems finding or working with people that have their own ideas, but I want people that will inspire me.
Yes, I want people also that are really passionate about music. I think if someone is not, is not inspiring you, I think inspiration is the most important thing. Even when you have a band, I sang, in a band, when I was younger, and I sang in a choir. So yeah, I love singing. I love playing with other musicians and other persons, but it's different when you have your own song, because as you said, is your creation. It's like your creature. You don't want to let it go. You don't want to, especially if you have your own sound. And with electronic music, it's even more complicated, because you have your own sounds, especially with your keyboards. When I build a sound, I have a small studio, in my place, so where I mix and I do all the things. And spending time doing this, having someone that comes and say, I want to, play, in this way, it's not how it works, So I really would like to find someone who understands that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, concerning your home studio, because we have a lot of musicians as a fan base, I gotta ask, like, what kind of gear you've got in that studio? Like, what kind of setup you use to make all this?
I'm using a software called Cubase. I have a pro version. I used Dark Planet, which is a plugin that I bought and is always in Cubase. Where I find all kind of dark sounds and dark scenes and this kind of stuff. Sometimes I use loops to do the drums. So I do use also. Sometimes I use the drum machine. The remix I use the drum machine. I also compose drums in Cubase as well, and I mix them, with the loops. I use always my synthesizer when I record. I used to record everything live, so I don't record in MIDI. So I record everything live with my synth. And I use to record the voice. I use a Shure. Sometimes I use also a condenser mic, but I found that for my voice it's better the Shure. It's more it's warmer. The sound is warmer. When I mix, I use the headphones, but I also use the speakers, to find the right balance. And I don't have a laptop. I have a PC. So really old school. And I record the guitar. I record the guitar live. I found recently, last year, I found that reamping the guitar is really, really cool, in the recordings, and is what I was looking for. So I reamped the guitar, my guitar. So is how I'm doing at the moment.
See, I started doing that last year as well with my guitar, because I started getting into some of the modeling, virtual modeling amps that you could get, because I use Pro Tools myself, but Pro Tools, Cubase, it's all whatever your personal preference is at this point. But you can get. You probably do what I do, where you can download plugins that are basically amps upon amps upon amps, and then I record the guitar totally dry.
No, I reamped the guitar, so I tried, with the plugins, but I wasn't really happy with the sound. So a few songs that I did, I use the plugins, but for other I reamp the guitar. So the guitar was dry, but I put it through my pedals. I use a couple of DHS pedals.
So you run the signal,
and then I
back
record
through
the guitar.
Okay, so you run the signal back through a board, like a pedal board or another amp or something like that.
yeah. Through I do through a pedal board, and then I reamp it with the reamp basically, and I record the sound from my amp, recording with a dynamic mic or more than one mic.
Nice. Yeah, so
That's how I do.
you do a few things old school then, man. That's nice actually.
Well, I always try to to find like the sound that I like. I found this, I just did a few researches online, and I found out, that was the kind of sound that I wanted. But, to achieve that is, you need to understand, which is the better angle for the mic. You have to record more, like more than once, from, with different mics sometimes. But it's really cool. I mean, I really like the sound, and I like to mix it, with other instruments, something that it comes, from with the plugins, and something that, is be recorded, like through the reamp.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you get into things like mic placement, things like that? Because I got into that when I used to live in this house that was like 100 years old, and the master bathroom, if you remember, like old houses are all the tiles and everything, the ceramic tiles everywhere in the cast iron bathtub. And I actually found that bathroom for some reason had like the perfect reverb, and I would actually take my amp and put it in the tub. Yeah, put it in the tub. I would take a, well, not the water's not running or anything, but I used to put the amp. Yeah, I used to put the amp in the tub, and then I'd take one microphone, which was a Shure SM57, and then I'd put that right.
It's the one that I use. Yeah.
Yep. And then I put that right on the edge of the speaker cone of the cabinet, and then I would take another mic, which was a Shure SM60, I think, and then that would be where the door is. And then I would tape the door so that it wouldn't rattle. I would actually duct tape it to the wall so it wouldn't rattle. And then I got like the most awesome reverb I've ever heard.
Well, I never try in the bathroom. I think, that, I never try, to do that. I always try to record in the same place, kind of, to have the, I don't know, like, to keep the kind of same sound, if it makes sense. But I try to, I know what you mean about the reverb, but I try, like, in different places, like of the house, if it's what you mean. But I find that, especially for the voice, it's better for me to have less reverb. So for me, like, the bathroom is really the worst place.
Exactly.
Well, I prefer to record in a very dry place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going for that old Jimmy Page reverb, where like the reverb's on one side of the of the speaker. That for that it worked out really good. But I see what you're saying with like trying a few different things and all that stuff. Because experimentation, I always thought, even when you don't think you've come up with something, it's just fun to do.
Yeah, it's how I did, basically. Of course, you have to make researches online. Yeah, I found also, that using different mics, I can, feel the different sound. Yeah.
Yep. I love doing that too. I mean, it's just fun. It's like, like, the cool thing is too, is we're not in an age with the reel-to-reel tape anymore, so we can have like, like an external hard drive and then play as much as we want, so.
Yeah, but who knows? I mean, I think maybe one day, I'm going to record, like everything on tape. I don't know how to do that, but because I record everything live, that would work for me. I think it's going to. I mean, of course it's really expensive, but yeah, I prefer really you know, I think it's just because of the dynamic, you know, that I prefer, especially with the synth recording, like live, and then recording different things, you know, like and building, you know, track on track, and then building that sound. And actually, with the you were saying about the reverb, and I don't know if you try, but I found that if I put the mic, you know, like farther, especially like the condenser, then I can, you know, capture the reverb of the room, and then having like other tracks, you know, that I have already recorded, that it gives like a lot of reverb at the end, you know, in the mix.
Yep. I know what
you
you
know
mean.
what I mean.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you mean. I've done stuff like that with like spare bedrooms. I've actually like taken the furniture out, and then one time I put the amp in the closet of that room, and but left the closet door open because, you know, and then put one mic in the opposite corner and the other mic in the other corner. You know, to get like the slapback sound from the other wall.
Oh, right.
You know, so I mean, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's just fun to play with, even if it doesn't sound like what you want. I mean, it might sound better. You know, you never know. So until you try. So, you know, I think that's great fun to have and stuff. And it's cool to hear that you like to do stuff like that, because you know, I know a lot of people that like record at home and stuff, and they just like throw it to tape, and then like, you know, if they want a certain sound, they'll get a plug in. They won't try to do it live, you know. But it's nice to hear, you know, that there are still people that do that.
Yeah, I'm kind of, you know, maybe it's really it's strange, because, you know, in this you know, age of technology, I think we are forgetting, like, you know, about what it means, you know, to make music, and it's about creativity, you know, it's about to be creative. So it's nice, you know, to have, you know, this kind of, you know, to the softwares and all the, you know, the plugins that, you know, that really, you know, they really help us, but we need to be creative, you know. Sometimes that is the most important thing, you know, is what make you, you know, unique.
Exactly. So now, what do you have coming up next? Like, you talked about a new song that you're going to debut. You're going to do a new music video with that song as well, or play it live when you get the chance.
Yeah, I do. I'm working on a new album. Probably I will be able to finish this within the summer, and hopefully, you know, on September I will release the album. And yeah, I finished a song, and it took me, I think, 1 month just for one song. It was a bit complicated to record the vocals, because I'm really demanding, you know. I am a perfectionist, so the song is called Images of Death, and is another really personal song. And yeah, I am planning, you know, to make a video also for this song. My life is like a horror movie, so this is going to be like the second episode. So yeah, I plan to do a video for this new song. I'm going to release this song as, you know, as a single, and then I will release the album hopefully on September. And yeah, I have these two dates coming, you know, so that this is my, you know, this is my plan. And I also want to play live, you know, all the songs. I want to have a tour for my EP, and also for the album. And probably I'm going also to play a festival September or October. I don't remember now which is the date, in UK. So this is what, you know, I am planning now.
Nice. Yeah. You've got everything dialed in, man. What you want to do? That's awesome. you know? So
yeah, and it's a lot of stuff, to do, especially by myself.
Yeah.
So,
I know. I know what you mean, but it's commendable that because you've done a lot by yourself so far, a lot more than I've seen a lot of other people do. So my hat's off to you. So I think you're doing great things, and I hope you keep us informed. Like what when this new album comes out, is it going to be a full album or another EP?
No, it's going to be a full album. I have lots of songs, so it's going to be a full album. I think I have to choose, the songs, because I don't want to put all the songs that I have in this album. I want to, to do an album that has a meaning. You know what I mean? So So there's going to be a subject, for this album, and probably like 10 tracks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, please keep us up to date so that we can check your new stuff out and review it when it comes out.
Yeah, of course. And I am very, very lucky that I'm having the support of a radio, and they are always playing my EP all the time. I've just won an award, Best Newcomer Artist for the radio. So if they like, my new album, they will play it. So I will share, all the time, on my Facebook page and also on my website, the news. And so when they have my album in their playlist, I will share it.
Nice. Well, send it to us when it comes out, and we'll review it too. So yeah, cool. That was really amazing, what you wrote about me. I am really glad and so happy, that there are still people who believes, in new music and new artists. And thank you so much for your words. Oh, well, thank you.